Good afternoon. So I'm taking a little bit of a break from jet skiing. I'm out here, Sturgeon Point Marina, and the jet ski's tied up to the dock. We got pretty good winds coming out, and 3 to 6 foot waves. Some of them are 7 feet, and when you're at the bottom of the wave and looking at a 7 foot wave, all you can do is really uh, give it a lot of gas and jump out of it, which is kind of cool, but um, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. But thinking about that, the being a spring chicken, um, things that I've become more and more aware of as I get older, is listening to, like, it's not like an inner voice. It's kind of like a feeling, developing a feeling of doing things, and then uh, whatever that feeling is, just doing it. For instance, um, I uh, I decided yesterday I wanted to go out today with the jet ski because uh, I got a lot of things coming up in the next 2 weeks, and I'm not going to be able to get out as much as I wanted to. Um, so I figured, well, okay, it's Tuesday. I'm going to go. I'm going to go visit a friend that I've known for a long time, a waitress at a local restaurant, and she usually works there on Tuesdays, and I'm going to go there on Tuesday, and um, I wanted her to experience the rose that I have, Neil Diamond. So I took Neil Diamond. I Sometimes I feel like I'm going overboard with these roses, but I mean, the name of the rose is Neil Diamond. I want everybody to know, because it's a very special rose. So I took Neil Diamond with me. I cut it yesterday, and I took it with me this morning. Um, and the place was packed, the restaurant, and I didn't get there till like 9:30, almost 10 o'clock, uh, specifically for the reason, um, I didn't want to be there um, when it was crowded. But so I got there, and um, there was a woman sitting there with two, probably like a 2-year-old and maybe a 3-year-old, and she was feeding the kids um, cinnamon rolls. And I'm like, that really looks good, and I would like to have a cinnamon roll. I thought of going to Tim Hortons and just craving my weekly sweet tooth with some donut holes, but I figured, well, I'm just gonna get a cinnamon bun. And then I thought, well, there's another restaurant a couple miles down the road, and there's a woman down there. Well, it's family owned and operated, but she makes really good homemade cinnamon rolls. So I'm like, all right, instead of getting a cinnamon roll here, I'm gonna travel down and get one at this other restaurant. And then I wanted to, I'm gonna give her um, Mr. Or I'm sorry, Neil Diamond. I'm gonna give her the Neil Diamond, just so because I know she loves roses and she appreciates them. So it's like, yeah, that's what I want to do. So I say goodbye to the uh, the girls at the restaurant, and I head down a mile down. So this is all like a feeling that it's like, I don't know where it comes from, but I've learned to use it, and to go with that, whatever it is. I mean, I have this idea of what I want to do today. I have a plan, but it's like things come up. Just like a couple days ago at Kodiak Jacks, and it's hard to explain how it all works out, but it's like, oh, well, this was my plan, but this plan that I followed by my intuition was so much better. So I get down to the other restaurant, and I walk in there with the rose, and my friends Dave and Teresa are sitting there with another woman, and I'm like, hey, what are you guys doing here? And I'm like, they're like, well, what are you doing here? And it's like, well, I wanted to bring this rose here, and they I let everybody see this the Neil Diamond rose, and it it it, it really is a beautiful rose. And they agreed and they loved the smell of it. And I started talking to them about why I'm there, and so I go over to the owner, and I'm like, I wanted to bring you this today. And she goes, really? And I go, yeah. And she, I know she loves roses and she appreciates it. And so I left I gave her the rose, and I said, and I came here for a cinnamon bun. And she goes, oh, well, just go ahead and take it. I go, no, I can't take it. It's just not the way I am. And so I ended up tipping the camera over, but I ended up leaving that there and taking the cinnamon bun and then going back over to Dave and Teresa. I sat there for about 20 minutes, and the woman that was there with them, she's from out of town, but the connection that she had with another group that I'm involved with, 8 Days of Hope, and she's like, yeah, if you guys would like me to, come over and speak about what I do for with insurance companies. And I'm like, how cool is that I wake up or even go to bed. I go to bed with this one plan, and then all these other things are being played out that I don't even know about. Like, to get Dave and Teresa there with this friend of theirs at the same time that I'm going to be there. It's just, I don't know. It's just, there are no coincidences. It's like we're like like I know I might offend people here, but I really believe that God is orchestrating my life in such a way that nobody else could duplicate it. It's like my friend Todd called me a little while ago when uh, com- he's telling me about how his diesel truck just died in West Virginia. And I'm like, Todd, there is no coincidence. He goes, yeah, that might work for you. I go, no, really, Todd. And there's so many times that, I've been driving cross country and something happens. And if you know my stories, how do I go to sleep at a rest stop at 4 o'clock in the morning, sleeping in the back of my truck? And I always park way at the end of the rest area so I don't get bothered. And some woman plows in the back of my truck, the side of my truck. And, and I'm sleeping in the back of my truck in my underwear, inside the sleeping bag, and I wake up, I'm jolted awake, and I look, and there's this white car sitting next to my truck, and I look out, I open up my back door, and I look out there, and the whole back of my truck is smashed in, and I go out there with my cell phone, and I'm taking pictures of this car, because my first thought is they're gonna take off, and I take a couple clicks, and a girl comes out of the car. She goes, "Were you sleeping in the back of your truck?" I'm like, "Yeah," and she goes, "I just ran into you," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And I realize that I'm standing there in my underwear taking pictures, at 5 o'clock in the morning, and there's nobody else around. And she goes, "I think we should call the police." And I'm like, "I think you're right." And so I go back in the truck to get dressed, and as the police show up, and I'm walking, I ask the officers, like, "You don't mind if I go to the restroom, do you?" He goes, "No, I got your license. Go ahead." So on the way back, I'm looking at my truck, and I felt God tell me, "I did this, Joe." And I like, "Okay, God, I know you got a plan. I don't know what the plan is, but you must have a plan." And it took me from that happened in West Virginia, and I was I went and visited friends in North Carolina, and down in New Orleans, and then I made arrangements to be in Yuma like a month later to get my truck fixed. So I pulled into collision shop in Yuma, and I went in there and I said, I'm here for my appointment. She goes, well, let's see your truck. So we went out there, and she uh, she looks at the truck and she goes, wow, do you mind if I ask how this happened? And I'm like, well, do you believe in God? And so this is like a month later, 2,000 miles later, and I'm like, uh, when I asked her that, she said, well, yes, I do. And I said, well, God told me that He did this. And she goes, wow. She goes, I've been praying that somebody would come into my life that would talk to me about my son. I have so many stories like that. So I guess the whole point of this video right here, right now, is that I've come to um, sense that more and more that's happening in my life. That, um, like, I believe that the Holy Spirit is speaking to me, not so much speaking to me, but just directing me in different paths. And that all I have to do is follow this intuition, however it comes. And then, yeah, like even over the weekend, I had plans on doing something, going to Cold Country Inn on Friday night, and I didn't. I went to Kodiak Jack's because I started driving to Colden Lakes, and it's like, or Colden Country Inn, and I'm like, I just felt like, no, go here instead. And sure enough, there was a new waitress there. I've never talked to her before, and she was telling me about her story, and I just felt that to go home after I ate, go home, and I got a couple of roses for this woman, and I wrote her a short letter about, um, just like a personal letter, and it continues. So I would just like to encourage whoever might be watching this, because it's not an accident that you spent 5 minutes of your life watching this. There's things going on in your life, in your soul, that um, that you need to pay attention to. And when you get that feeling of pull over here, like my friend Todd, just pull pull over and take a break, or pull over and talk to this person. Um, that person is um, in that spot when you're there for a specific reason, and you have something that you need to share with that person. That person needs to hear, and don't be shy. Don't be intimidated by the person. Just say, "Hey, how are you?" And you'd be amazed at how easy people just talk to you. And having a rose really helps. But I mean, that's just for the time being. I know the roses will die, and there'll be something else new. But uh, life is what you make it. It really is. And we don't know how long we're going to be around for. I just want to encourage people to do their part about being a really decent human being, and um, don't think about what's in it for you. Um, I've learned a long time ago, through many different situations, that you walk through life with open hands, and the whole mentality behind that is that when we're walking through life with open hands, we allow God to put things in there and take things out. And what I've learned is the only time that we get hurt ourselves is that when we're holding on to things so tightly, that we don't want to lose them. And then God almost has to like pry our fingers away from whatever we're holding on to. And that's when it hurts. So I would leave you with that too. Go through life with open hands, um, and allow God to put whatever He wants into your life, and take whatever He wants out of your life. And that exercise of doing that makes you stronger. So, want to leave a comment? Last time I did this, I had a couple interesting comments. But I hope you have a blessed day, and thanks for spending some time with me. So this is going to be part 2, if you haven't noticed already. Have a blessed day. Bye.